My name is Carol Myers, and I got involved with RRT when a friend of mine, good friend of mine who did theater pretty regularly, called and said, "Hey, there's a show coming up. What you doing? You want to come try out?" And I said, "Okay." I didn't even know what the show was particularly. I didn't read up on it or anything. I just went down on his advice and got the part, and kind of been hooked ever since. I did probably a show every year, and then probably within the last 10 to 15 years, it's become a much bigger part of my life and my family's life as well. So I started doing about a show a year, and then, a show would come along. I'd say, "Hey, honey, I think there might be a role for you. Why don't you come down and try out with me, and we'll be able to spend more time together." And so he did, and then eventually we had kids. We have 2 boys, and there'd be cute little kid roles, and we'd say, "Hey, you want to try out for a show with Mom and Dad?" "Sure." So they'd come on down, and now I have a 20-year-old and a teenager, and they're both doing shows, and probably one of us is in a show sometime throughout the year. And lots of times, the best though is when we can be in a show together. In fact, I believe we had a show where I was directing, and my husband was musically directing, and one of my sons was on stage, and another son was in the pit playing the drums. So that's kind of the cat's meow when all the family's involved. We're going to rehearsals together, and it gives us a lot of memories together and a lot of things to talk about that we have in common when sometimes, generations, you don't have as much to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. I started out as an actor with RRT, and then probably did 1 show a year, and then became very interested and became a passion in my life, and moved into working on the board and became a board member. I've worked on the development drive. I've since moved into directing. I've done some production crew jobs such as running the lights or being stage manager. Years ago, when someone asked me to come down and audition, I never dreamed I'd be so involved. If you've ever had an inkling to be involved with theater, I would highly encourage you to give RRT a call and find a place where you would fit into the RRT family. It's an opportunity you won't regret.